Hey everyone, welcome to Horrible Gaming. My name is Nora, and on today's video we are working more on my fall castle city island. So I have lots of plans today. First, I wanted to show y'all some changes that I made over by the gazebo, but today we are going to be working on a transitional area. We're also going to be working on some citycore road transitions, and this is actually going to help prepare the island for some citycore like structures. One of my biggest challenges with this island so far was figuring out how the heck we were going to transition from the entry. And if you're new here, basically the entry is supernatural and there's a perspective like immediately there. So transitioning and figuring out how I wanted this island to look has been quite difficult. I think we have flattened the island about 3 times now, but I'm pretty happy with finally how the new transition is starting to look. So the first transition that we're going to be working on today is kind of just like an introduction to the more structured elements of the island. I really want to continue the park-like feel that we've already had since the island entry, but also introduce some more structured elements. Also, as we get started on today's video, you can find every single code that I'm using on this island in the video's description, as well as any other creators that I took inspiration from too. So my goal today is of course to work on these transitional areas, but I'm kind of getting all this done too because we're going to be live streaming this island tomorrow. So I want to have all this stuff done so we can focus on structural builds. I just wanted to make sure everything flowed nicely and we had some sort of a plan. So right now I'm going to go ahead and just like detail the area over here on this little simple transitional spot, and then we'll be able to start working on our road transitions. I think we're going to keep the decor pretty simple over here. I'm just going to do a couple of sitting areas just because this island is going to have a ton of content and decor already. So if I can reduce island lag in some areas, I definitely want to. Anyways, for the decor over here, we're going to keep to the orange and red color tone palette that I've already been using throughout the island. I'm going to go ahead and place over here some natural garden chairs and tables, and that's just going to be pretty much the whole decor for this location. I just really want to keep it simple and continue that park-like vibe. And then we're going to do another sitting area right here over between the partition and the evergreen ash. Once I finish up detailing this location, then we'll start working on our citycore roads transitional spot. And I think we're going to do something angled as it'll help transition into a new location on the map. But I also don't really know what we're going to do by the perspective yet, so I'm kind of just avoiding that area for now. I know that I want this area to have a downtown sort of vibe to it, and I want to definitely introduce an incline somewhere, but most importantly, I really want to have some of my villagers in this spot too. And I know that we're going to do maybe some cafes and different types of restaurants. So there's a lot planned for this spot on my map. I just don't know where I want everything yet. So we'll definitely discuss some ideas tomorrow on my live stream, and of course come up with some ideas together as a community. With all this being said, if y'all have any ideas or things you would love to see on this island, definitely let me know in the comments section. Your feedback helps me out and also helps me plan different spots on the island builds that we do. So right now we're working on our first citycore transitional area, and this is going to be kind of like a highway sort of vibe, and it's going to angle and transition into a vertical highway. I also think I might move my nooks, cranny, and ables over here, as I'm always like struggling on figuring out where to place these. Normally I just kind of like abandon them on the beach because I kind of forget about them. So I think incorporating them into my shopping district would be wise, but also I did consider moving my museum over here too. I was also thinking we could move the museum at the end of the vertical highway, and I'm pretty sure that would be really close to the edge of my map. So maybe we could do a incline transition with a couple of villager homes, and then it could like overlook maybe the edge of the map where the ocean is. I also know that I really want to do some sort of like a boat dock area. Those are my favorite to create on Animal Crossing lately, but I'm also wanting to do another natural park location, nothing with like a perspective, but something kind of like New York inspired. So nothing with like a perspective or anything, just maybe something with like some sitting areas and lots of fallen leaves. As for everything else on the island, I have no idea what my plan is. I just know that I really want to use a ton of like castle items and have like a lot of different themed shop areas. Anyways, now that most of our road layout is done, it's time to start detailing. So I'm going to do a really nice little floral centerpiece in between that vertical highway, but I also think above this first crosswalk near our park area would be a really nice place to have maybe like a bus stop. And then I was also thinking, but it's not seen in today's footage, that to the right of that stroller could be maybe a villager home. And I also want to add my player house somewhere. I just don't know where yet. So if y'all have any ideas, let me know in the comment section below. I feel like citycore layouts are really difficult to do, so I'm really excited that we're getting this all done before we focus on our structural builds, because every time I go into my islands, I don't have a plan, and sometimes I regret the layouts that I made. So it feels good to kind of get get all this done so I can just start filling in with different shops and stuff. I feel like getting all this layout done and finished will help us really focus on the details of our shops and different buildings. So I think this is going to be a good thing in the coming days on videos and live streams. Anyways, over here by the crosswalk, as you can see, I started placing this little pebble path, and I think that this is going to lead over to possibly my Nook's Cranny. I also considered my player home over here, so let me know what you think would look best in this location. I do want to have some villager homes in my player house somewhere in here just to really help add to the city core flair, but I don't want too many structural buildings in one location or that's going to cause a lot of item lag. The great thing about having highways though like this is because your builds are going to be a little bit more spaced out than as opposed to like cluttering in one location. So I feel like this is going to be really beneficial for the shopping district because we can really pack this full of detail and there shouldn't be too much item lag because it's so spaced out. Like the road takes up a pretty good amount of space, so the builds aren't going to be super close to each other. So I think that this should balance out and work okay. Anyways, I'm going to add a few more final details over here by the Pebble Road design, and then we'll do our final walkthrough of everything we got done on today's video. I'm really excited to do this shopping district with y'all. I think it's going to be such a fun build, especially with all the different themed cafes that we could do and different storefronts. If there's any specific stores that you would love to see incorporated into this shopping district, let me know in the comments section below. While we do our walkthrough, I do want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members. Thank you so much for supporting me as a creator. Just your support in general means the world to me. I hope y'all are excited about this island. I think it's going to be a really fun theme, and I hope it brings you some Animal Crossing inspiration. With that being said, thank y'all so much for watching and have a horrible day.